Hey everybody, we are coming to you from our caravan. So we finally are in a van. A few things we need to let you know from the get-go. So this is not our caravan. It still has not been built. The date's changed again. We don't have a fixed date. They're telling us probably the end of May, middle of June. So that's at this point. That can change still. So anyway, we had really itchy feet. We wanted to get going. So we currently have a hire van. We're not going to go into that in this video because this is a van tour. So we'll get onto that in another video. It's pretty long-winded.
Yeah.
So what you need to know for now is we are in a van that is very similar specs to the van we have ordered. It's full off-road. It's a family van, so it's got bunks. And what's the weights on it?
The tar. The tar is 2,450 and the ATM is 3,300. So you got about 900 kilos carry capacity, 850.
Yeah.
So it's enough. We'll have about 700 kilos once you fill up both water tanks, which Jess has already pretty much used up.
Yeah. Anyway, we've had the van professionally weighed as well, so we will also put that video up soon. It's just been a bit hectic. We have been in the final stages of completely packing up our lives to leave. So I've probably already told you in January we sold the house. So we've moved in with a friend who's very graciously allowed us to live with him for the last couple of months. So now that we have this van, we've been in here for about 3 weeks.
Yeah, three and a half. Yeah. Well, going on 3 weeks.
So we have taken it away, but we've been pretty much based at his house still. He's got a little bit of land, and it's been good because we've been able to go in and out of the house as need be to pack the van.
We're going to have to come back, unload this van into the new van, then cull all the stuff that we're actually swapping over. It's going to be a couple of day, maybe a week job just to do that stuff.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a pain, but yeah, so we spent the 3 weeks decking this van out, learning to live in it. We've done a couple of little hacky type things to make it livable without trying to spend too much money. My car's been sold, Dion's finished work, Hudson's finished daycare. Just wrapping up all the little bits of living permanently in one place to being full-time on the road.
And the old cruiser's gone too. Yeah,
the single cab cruiser's gone. Sorry, it's been full on with. So anyway, that was probably a bit long-winded, but anyway, gist of it is in a hire van, not our van, but we'll give you a tour anyway. And if you're someone even looking at this configuration, you can get an idea from some people who've lived in it for a few weeks.
There.
Had my hair.
I'll put that in the YouTube video. You wait.
I'll get some good stuff for you then. Okay. So it's a 19'6" Golden Child, full off-road, coil suspension, doesn't have the airbags, which would have been good. The extended drawbar on the front, it's better for reversing if you can't reverse very well, but it's no good for getting into tight spots, especially not with a 6.5, 7 metre car as well. Has 250 watt solar panels on the roof.
250, yeah.
Yeah. The AGM batteries that they've got in it, they upgraded from 100s to 135s. 2 85 litre water tanks. That's about it for the extras on the van. It's pretty standard. Actually, there's a bike rack on the front, just for Hudson's bike. So it comes with a toolbox on the front with the storage on that side. A couple of jerrycan holders, one on each side. The other side has the pull-out side for if you get one of the smaller generators. Unfortunately, ours is about 3 times too big to fit in there. But yeah, just a standard pull-out drawer. If you actually want to have a generator on there, would be good to have. I think our generators are 3 kVA or something, 3.5. Was used for work, so a little bit oversized for what we need for the van. Just your standard tunnel boot. Not a lot in there at the moment. Bit of stuff on the other side. That's the 12 volt battery charger for it. Standard tunnel boots. Second half tunnel boot here. Just goes under the bed. It's got our hoses, the shower, a few cleaning products for the car and the van. Pretty standard. I've got a Best water filter. Pretty sure it's Best. No, it's just
Stefani. Good old Bunnings one.
Yeah. It was originally on the car. Works just as well on the van too.
It's been doing pretty good. Like we're only using a normal hose to put the water in, and the water tastes fine. So
yeah. So you got two 85 litre water tanks, and you got the external shower, which I don't think we're ever actually going to be using, but it doesn't hurt to have it, does it? Might wash Tonka off every now and then. And you got your standard grey water outlet. This is something we've put on the van, sort of a mast attachment point for the Wi-Fi booster that we've got. I have no idea what the actual booster is called.
It's a MIMO antenna?
Okay.
MIMO antenna?
Yeah,
something like that.
multi-out antenna. It attaches to the Nighthawk through the aerial outputs on the Nighthawk, and hopefully we'll be able to get some decent coverage when we're away from towns and up the beach. Still haven't tried it out yet, but we'll be trying it out in the next couple of weeks and we'll let you know.
And how tall's the mast on it?
6 metres, 5 metres, 6 metres.
Yeah, something about that, I think.
So it should be sitting at least 2-3 metres above the actual van. Hopefully get enough signal. Trucks and all the Tonka stuff that's dirty. Got some reverse lights, which I actually have no idea how to turn those on. Reverse camera.
Oh yeah, but we can't use that either.
No, it's also a wireless reverse camera, which they also didn't have the module for, so can't even use that in the car. But it's still a van. Got shade wall and standard side awnings. The side walls are actually really handy, especially with having Tonka tied up out the front here. It gives him some shade to hide in, so it's not too hot. I got the standard toilet cassette, table. No. Oh, that was for the TV mount, wasn't it?
That's for the TV,
yeah. It's TV mount there.
And you got your 10 amp output up here as well.
Yep. 240 output. There's nothing actually here to stick the TV to other than if you're on 240. So you can't really use it unless you're at a caravan park or got the generator going. At which point you probably wouldn't hear the TV anyway. And that's about it on the outside. Some standard speakers for if you want to annoy the neighbours.
2 speakers, and that light is white and orange.
Yes.
For Bunks.
Yeah, pretty much standard caravan. Nothing special on it, but it means we get to go camping and start our trip, which is the main thing. Now we can go inside, and it's Jess's turn.
Welcome to our little house. Come in. So the first thing, obviously we've told you guys that this is not the configuration we've picked for our van. Really interesting though is they've got the east-west bed, and we considered getting the east-west bed because you save a bit of space, it's a bit more compact. However, we did hire a van and Dion didn't like it. He said it wasn't long enough for him. And now that we're living in this van full time, it's not long enough if you're a tall person, okay? So I'm 175 centimeters and Dion is 185 centimeters. So if you have a look, the person that sleeps against the wall has this against their feet. So unless I am sleeping basically with my head touching at the other end, my feet are on that, which is annoying. So Dion has to sleep on this side. I am the person that gets up with Hudson in the night most of the time, so I have to climb over him. So we didn't think that would be too big a deal until the other night when he woke up 6 times overnight, and it was not fun. So, yeah, we prefer the northwest bed. Northwest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, north-south.
North-south bed. We prefer the north-south bed. We'll have that in our van. But this is fine for what it is. And if you were trying to save on space or money, or you had to compromise weight, You could definitely live in it, especially if you're shorter than us. If you're taller, I wouldn't bother. You could easily get away with it if you needed to. So because it is a bed like this, we've only got the one cupboard. And because it is a higher van, it actually doesn't have the
hanging space.
The hanging bit. It's come off and we just haven't got around to buying a new one yet. So that's just our dirty clothes cupboard, and that's actually working pretty well. Up here is just all my clothes. In here we've got our it's just like all our medicine and like collapsible buckets and bits
Stuff
and pieces.
You don't really need that often.
Yeah, because it goes into here, and this cupboard goes all the way into there. So you got to sort of put stuff in there you don't need too often. You might be wondering why we have all this cord here. So when Hudson goes to bed, he gets a bit of FOMO if we're watching TV. Put on the headphones so he can't hear what we're doing, and then he goes to sleep a little bit easier. This TV doesn't have Bluetooth, so I don't know if it's what comes standard or what, but so Dion's just, yeah, jimmied something up pretty much to make it work.
Yeah, I'm looking into a Bluetooth transmitter for it. I just got to order one off eBay or Amazon to get one, but for the moment,
we don't want to spend too much money on this van decking it out when we aren't going to be in here hopefully long term, so it's a bit hard. It's got to be livable, but we don't want to spend a heap of money.
That's it.
The other thing that we've done, I'll just jump in here, is, so there's a pocket here for my phone, which is great, except there's only the 240 power, and obviously if we're off grid, that's no good. Plugged in here, and then we've just used some little, what are they called? Cable guides.
3M cable guides.
Put that across so that I can actually plug my phone in. Not ideal, but I mean, it does the job. You've got blue or you've got white.
Yeah, it's bright.
It's bright, yeah, I'd put that right at you. So they're all through the van, they're in the bunks, so they work really well. And these are just all on with 3M, the Velcro straps, so you can see. And they just press on, and they're super easy, they haven't come off yet. We've got that for both remotes. This is our wireless tyre pressure monitoring system. It's a Safety Dave one. All the forums said that was the best, so we got it. There's 4 on the car and 4 on the van, and that's is it like a booster?
Yeah, signal booster.
For the caravan tyres, basically. And so I'm assuming, is that because you've disconnected it from the car?
It's unplugged down at the power and at the car because we're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, not going away for a few days. So when it's on, this little light flashes. So yeah, got your standard hatches. So now they're a bit messy. They're full.
Lots of junk food.
We've actually gone to Target and we bought these little shelves, and they're $15 each, and they've been really good. Just allowed us to have that little bit extra space. Again, we don't want to spend too much on a van that we aren't going to be living in. In ours, we might get some fixed shelves maybe, we're not sure, or we'll just reuse them because they're really sturdy. Haven't had any dramas with them. This table, we didn't want a caravan with a table like this. We thought it was going to be a pain for the 3 of us because, as you can see, you can kind of climb in here, but it touches the wall. However, it's actually not been too bad, has it? We did have to grease up the table a bit because it was a bit, it was sticking a lot. I guess no one's really maintained it in a while, but it comes out really easy. It comes in and out like that. You can spin it. You can do this if you want. So it's actually not that bad. If generally Dion sits here and Hudson sits here, and then I just sort of slide the table in and out, and it actually doesn't, you guys don't even have to move, so I'm a bit surprised at that. But a feature that we really like is footrests. So I actually thought these were the stupidest things in the world when I saw them at caravan shows. However, if you click it up like that, and then you get a European pillow, get European pillows. All right, chuck that there. And then when you sit here, you can literally fill in that back and you can just, see, watch the TV, and it's like being on the couch at home. It's crazy good. So if you don't have one of these and you have a kid, get one. It's Kmart, it's $5. They're like $40 at the caravan shops. It's a little collapsible stool. Kids can use them pretty easy. Hudson uses it to get in and out of our bed, but we also use it if we need to get to something outside that's a little bit out of our reach. Folds up pretty small, out of the way. Kitchen is not too bad. So it's got a normal caravan stove. I prefer it like this, where the bench top covers the stove. I don't like those ones that are glass. I know they say you can use them like a bench, but it makes me uncomfortable. Whereas this one, the whole bit comes up to use the stove. Like that. And then once you're not using it, it's complete bench space and you can cut things on it and you don't feel like you're going to be breaking glass. So I prefer that immensely. This cupboard is a bit of everything. It's basically our junk cupboard. Okay, so it's got, because it's closest to the door, it's got our insect spray, it's got our bug spray, lighter, you name it, the stuff that you just need quick access to but it doesn't really have a home.
Yeah.
We've also got a Sirocco fan up here, so it spins around to the bed or it spins around to the kitchen or the dining area. It actually does a really good job. I'm surprised at how much air they put out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be good if they had more than one though. 2 people can't share one fan.
I don't think you can with this configuration. Like, where would you put it? Like,
yeah, there's
maybe
no
here?
more spaces.
It's very tight. Like, it's well done if you were going to live in this full time. Like, we've been in here for what, 2 weeks?
No, going on 3.
Going on 3. And it's like, it's pretty good. It's not exactly what we want. I mean, we might hate our fan when we get it. Up here is just our switchboard, you know, for solar, water, boring stuff like that. Up here is all of our plates and bowls. I looked forever to find plates and bowls that I thought would work. Everyone recommends Corel, or they recommend bamboo. I went and looked at the bamboo plates. I didn't like them. They feel weird. No good with that.
She has a thing with wood, like wood paddle pop sticks. She can't eat.
Well, yeah. And it's and just when you felt them, it kind of almost felt like that, even though anyway. So I actually found these guys, and they're okay. So the company's called Palm something or other. We really liked it. It just feels like normal plastic, and it's kind of heavy, so it kind of feels like you've got porcelain, but it's obviously plastic. They have a non-slip ring on all of the bowls, plates, cups, everything. So that's, you know, I'm pushing that, it's not moving. You can pick what color you want. Comes in quite a few colors, and they have an unbreakable guarantee. So if you drop it, smash it, whatever happens, you just send them a picture and they'll send you a credit to buy more off their website. So I liked that. So that's what we use.
And having a toddler, there is likely to be breakages.
There is. So at the moment there's way too much stuff in this cupboard because I've got all of Hudson's, you know, his little colourful cups and stuff that he's used his whole life. He's recently decided that he's an adult and he doesn't need his children's stuff, and he's refusing to use it all. So I think before we leave I'm going to turf it all because he just wants to use the same stuff we're using. So that cupboard will be a lot more empty. This is our Tupperware cupboard. Basically everyone's got a Tupperware cupboard. It is full.
With stuff we don't need.
It has too much stuff in there. We're pretty much just seeing what we need, and anything that we don't use this week we're going to pull out if we don't think we need it, and then when we get back, when we get our actual van, it'll be a good opportunity for us to go through and get rid of anything we haven't touched for a couple of weeks. Got our microwave, and this is it a 3-way fridge?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's pretty decent size. It's pretty full at the moment of ice cream apparently, but you know, we live out of the van full time, so it's good to have all that space. So it has a aircon. It's reverse cycle. It's a Belair 3400. We've also stuck that the remote to the wall with more of those 3M bits. We've used it. It's pretty good. Obviously we can't use it off grid, but it's been nice to have.
Which is half the reason Jess wants us to take a 3 kVA generator with us.
I have to work in the van, okay? So it's going to get hot. And I said, let's just leave it at home. And Dion was like, no, see, he does care. No, we need it just in case it's a hot day. So we're going to test it out on this mini trip. Pretty much having this van is giving us a practice run, right? So we're going to go, we're going to use the van. And then when our van arrives, we'll know what works and what doesn't work.
And what we don't need.
What we don't need, what we do need. Obviously not due to configuration, but everything else. This is a concertina door. I don't know if this is standard on the vans. A lot of them it's an extra, but obviously we don't know with this van what came with it.
Definitely worth having.
Definitely worth it when the kids go to bed, and you can just bolt it back here when you are travelling to hold it steady. So if you come through here, We have a double bunk. We will be getting a double bunk in our actual van. I do want Hudson to sleep on the top bunk when we get ours, and I'm going to turn the bottom into like a play area. However, this ladder is a bit crap. It's really narrow. He can't climb it on his own. He can't really get his feet in the holes properly to get up there, so I've just left it. So we're using it as storage, which is actually really bad because if anyone's got a junk room at home, it's kind of become the junk bunk. So I've had to clean it off every couple of days. But it's good because we haven't done this before. We're still kind of finding homes for everything, and you know, we've gone from a house into a van, so we've got food. We've got way too much food because when Dion was working, you know, I would buy a heap of snacks and stuff, and now we don't need it, so now we just have to eat our way through it and then it will be gone. So for the bottom bunk, they're horrible to make, by the way, bunks. This is just a coverlet from Adair's. Now, everyone whinges about making bunk beds and then being messy. I don't care if the blanket looks messy. I just want it to be comfortable and to be big enough to be wrapped around, because I think you need to be cozy in bed. So we've just done that, and he's got his box of Legos here. In this drawer is just all of his clothes, so he can get himself dressed in the morning. And then in this drawer is his toys and his books, so he's also got easy access. So all he has is his bike, his cars and his books in here, and his box of Lego. That's it, and I don't think he honestly needs anything more than that.
No.
Got all the towels out here. We'll be able to take the fusion locks off and put them into our van when the time comes. Cupboard wise, 3 cupboards down here are all for Dion's clothes at the moment. We have too many clothes. We'll have to colour a bit, but Dion's clothes are bigger than mine, so he needs a bit more space. Like, it's a dude thing. So anyway, so he's got all these, and in this cupboard we've got all our bathroom stuff. This is our antenna for the internet, and then we've just got bits and pieces. So he hasn't had his actual birthday yet, so we've got some presents hidden in here. It's, you know, so most of that won't be here in a couple of weeks. It looks full, but it's not. And then bathroom. So it's a bit tight. Okay, this is something we hate about this configuration. Everyone has it, but if you step back a bit, when the bathroom door is open, that's all the room you have. So, you know, like a third of your van at least. If someone is, like Hudson plays down here at night time before bed and whatnot, you can't get into the bathroom. If someone's trying to get clothes out or climb the bunks, you can't get into the bathroom. It's a pain in the butt. And also the lights for the bathroom are all the way over here. So to turn them on and off when you get in and out of the bathroom, it's a pain. So we don't rate that. I believe it's a 2.5 kilo washing machine, just a normal cassette toilet, and just your normal little ensuite, which is fine. And then you've got shower. So nothing, particularly special about it. The shower's not a bad size.
Yeah, it's good enough to wash in.
Like if I get, there's a bit of water in here. If I get in here, I can get up and wash my hair. If you're going to get a caravan, you need to get into the shower, and can you stand in here and wash your hair without hitting the walls? So yeah, it's not too bad, but if you have a look, again, if you're getting out of the shower and you want to get dressed, see the door's open, this is all the space you have to get dried in. Okay, so you get out here and you're trying to dry yourself with the towel, and there's just not enough room. It's a pain. You kind of have to, even if you shut that, it's the same.
Yeah, you need to leave a door open and swing an arm through one of the doors. Yeah,
so if Hudson's asleep and we're trying to, have showers and not wake him up by having the door open because of the light, it's just hard. So yeah, we don't really rate this configuration, but it works for a lot of people.
Yeah, it works for a lot of people, but that is also why our configuration is completely different to this van.
Yes, we'll love it. You don't see it very often, but we've looked at it from more the practicalities of having a small area but feels bigger. So yeah, so that's our home. Hopefully we won't be in here too long. Hopefully we'll have our van very soon.
Here's hoping.
If you got any questions, let us know in the comments. We'll answer everybody who has a question, really. And stay tuned. Dion needs to be in the shop. Yeah, stay tuned.
I'm the main star of the show.
We're actually leaving. We're actually going. We've been saying forever that we're going, and I think everyone started to not believe us. But we're going. Dion's finished work. Hudson's finished daycare. We've sold our cars, obviously, except for the one we're taking. We're just kind of finalising the last few pieces of our life.
Yeah. And we're pretty much ready to go by the end of this week. We should be on the road.
Yep. So if you'd like to follow us, just hit the subscribe button and press the little bell and you'll get notified when we put new videos out. So, see ya.
See ya.